Hey everyone, welcome again to my channel. Today I'm taking you with me to the Fundays in Aarschot, which was a very huge market and also a very early day to get up. But before we do that, if you're new to my channel, hi, welcome to Quillscene. My name is Megan. If you like things that have to do with reading, with writing, with geeky stuff, with witchy stuff, with my adventures as a writer, then you're in the right place. Make sure to click on the magical subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell, because on that way you'll always get a notification whenever I upload a new video. But yeah, Aarschot Fundays, what is it and how did I experience it? I'll tell you now. To start off, the Fundays is what we call in Dutch a VZW, or in English that would be a non-profit organization. And during the summer they usually host, like, I think it's a 3-day event or even longer, in which they basically take over the entire city of Aarschot, because it's also an organization that is based in Aarschot. And yeah, hosts all sorts of things for a good cause usually. And they usually start off with a car show. Now, I'm not that into cars, I'm into books. So why are we here? Well, they also organize one of the events that they organize in that time frame is again in Dutch called a rommelmarkt. Well, een reuze rommelmarkt. Translated to English, that would be like a really big market outdoors where everything is welcome. So both stores could existing stores in Aarschot could come with a booth. People who don't have a store but still have a small business could book a booth. But also just people who had like secondhand stuff or things in their garage that they want to sell, you know, kind of like more the garage sale vibes, was also welcome. They had like different tariffs prices when it came to, like, if you were a store or if you were a small business or if you were like just someone who sold secondhand stuff. The market itself, outdoor market, was hosted in the streets of Aarschot. Like, the center of Aarschot was like locked down. You couldn't like get anywhere with cars. Not that you should have tried, because the moment the event opened, there was people and the people kept coming. It was insane. But in the end, they actually had a market that was 5 kilometers long, which is a lot, I tell you. But that being said, some specifics. The market itself was hosted on Saturday the 13th of July 2024. And the event opened at 8 a.m. and took place until 6 p.m. And we as vendors were allowed to go set up at 7 a.m. And at that point, the streets were already locked down with like barriers and stuff like that. But people from the organization were like at the were standing next to the barrier. And as a vendor, you had to register with them, and then someone would go with you to show you your place. And usually, if I'm not mistaken, if you had a booth like space from, I think, 5 meters, you were allowed to leave your car at your booth. So we had one of 5 meters. We were allowed to, you know, in the morning, drive with our car to the space where we could set up our booth. And then my mom parked her car behind where our booth should come. And then it was just, you know, an easy setup, you know, take something out of the car, set our tent up, okay, tables out of the car, set our tables up, and then fill our tables with our merch. So yeah, that is always a fun extra when you do markets where your car is allowed behind your booth. It's also very handy when you have like a certain amount of stock that you don't want to, you know, put under tables or something, that you can then leave in the car, and you can easily, you know, grab stuff if you know have to fill out your table more. But as I said, the fun days itself were basically Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it was with music, with concerts, with an auto show / tuning. Also the local fair / carnival attractions and food stands were there. There were street performers, and then Saturday was the gigantic garage sale, as we if I translate it literally as it called, Reuze Rommelmarkt, with secondhand things, creative things, local vendors. And as I said, the market was about 500 booths with which formed about 5 kilometers of running market space. As I said, I shared a booth with my mom. I with my books from Morgan Blade, she with our display potions and other fun stuff from Magical Treasures. But when the event came closer by, I realized that two of my colleagues from the Writers Collective, being Matthias Mahot and Dimitri Balkan, also had ordered a solo booth. So when I set up my booth, like if this was our booth on the corner of a street, then right behind us was like a street that wasn't actually, well, it was more like a big parking lot, because there were like here apartment buildings, and that was basically the parking for the cars of those apartment buildings. But this was actually also part of the marketplace, and Dimitri's booth was like literally here, so like right, well, not right behind us, but a few meters behind us. And Matthias, his was also on the main street where my booth was, but like in the beginning at the other side. And they were also there with their books. Yeah, it was quite an experience, because like those garage sale markets we don't do often, and this was the first time we did Fundays in Aarschot. So yeah, we were quite excited to see what it was going to be. you saw in the footage, there was a lot of people. At some moments you didn't see the street anymore because there were so many people walking by. Luckily, a lot of those people also stopped by our booth. I sold quite some books. My mom also sold quite some things from Magical Treasures, and also my colleagues had quite a successful sale. Of course, it was the beginning of summer. A lot of families were there with their young children, also for the carnival rides, which was fun. There were street performances, like a local brass band kind of type that would, you know, walk around the market and play tunes. There was face painting for kids. Yeah, it was very fun. Yeah, it was also an event where I didn't expect anything and got everything, you know. So I hope I can book another booth for 2025, fingers crossed. But yeah, at 6 p.m. the market was done, and we tried to pack up as quickly as we could because, as I said, Fundays, the market, was on Saturday. And on Sunday we already had another event, being Lilo Book Village, Lilo Boekendorp in Dutch, which was also a brand new event. And that one was far away from home, because Aarschot is like 30 minutes drive and Lilo Boekendorp is in Antwerp. So yeah, that promised an early morning, but that is for another vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up or a comment down below. I love your feedback, and it also helps me to grow my channel. So please do so, and hopefully I see you guys soon for another bookish, magical, probably on the go video. Bye!